You're watching the FirearmsChannel.com.
This video news update from SHOT Show 2014 is brought to you by F&H USA. F&H USA, get the distinct advantage. Hi, I'm Max Martin for the Firearms Channel here inside the Sands Expo Center at Las Vegas for SHOT Show 2014. Have a very special guest with me this morning, Mr. Larry Potterfield, Midway USA. How are you today, sir?
Very good. Thank you very much.
You are the founder and CEO of Midway USA, your company that's been around since 1977.
Wow, that's a long time.
And you are very well known, very well recognized in the business. When I think of Midway USA, I think of quality customer service. Tell me about your employees.
Well, I think that's a pretty good thing to be known for. We've got 500 employees now. We've got a wonderful, wonderful senior leadership team, middle leadership team, and all the hourly folks that take the orders and ship the packages. So I would say that one of the core strengths of the organization is our people. We place employee satisfaction as number 2, so customer satisfaction is always number 1. Employee satisfaction is number 2. And the last survey we did, we do one every 6 months, the employees gave us an 87% employee satisfaction rating, which is the highest in the history of the company. So great customers, great employees.
Congratulations on having both. How are you enjoying the show today?
This is, it gets bigger every year. The first one was in St. Louis many years ago. But it's a special place. Everyone in the industry is here. So if you want to talk to a CEO of Ruger, well, Mike Pfeiffer's here. If you want to talk to anybody in press, if you want to talk to any magazine, everybody's here. And so it's just a very, very special place, and it's always a great thing.
Now we were talking about how you have been around since 1977. You're headquartered in Columbia, Missouri. Tell me about the early days. Go back to the early days. Do you have any fond memories of your first year in business?
Well, we started on the 18th of June, which was a Saturday, opened at noon that day. And so I show up at noon, and my brother Jerry's there. He's already let the first customer in at 10:30 that morning. So we worked really hard before and have been working just pedal to the metal ever since. We closed the retail store in 1984, but I always loved the retail store, always loved the customers, as I am a customer. And so pleasing people, helping people get what they want, because nobody needs anything that we sell in this industry. We want it. And so satisfying customers has always been important to me, and my fondest memories, and I've still got lots of friends from the old days in the retail store, but really is learning what it's like when you open the doors and people start walking in. Now, it's not that way anymore. It's all internet business. I get to see customers at the trade shows like this, but it's a special, special thing to serve customers, and those are certainly my fondest memories.
Now, you mentioned the internet. Would you say that's one of the biggest changes that you've seen in your business over the last 40 years?
Wow. Well, we started in '77 just as a retail gun shop, so the only business was people walking in the door. We started the mail order in a year or two later, then closed the retail store in '84. We're mail order only, but still a very small company, maybe 6 of us or something like that working there. Somewhere along the line, as the business started growing, in '87 the Volkman and McClure Act came in that let us ship brass and bullets and ammunition to end consumers rather than just dealers. But the business grew. I remember when we got the 1-800 number. I remember when we could start printing master catalogs. Then I remember when we got rid of the master catalogs and started spending our money on internet advertising. It's just been a phenomenal thing, and you think of all the change that's occurred in that period of time. There didn't used to be television that was firearms related, so now there is. It's a game changer, I would say. The youth movement is one of the most interesting things that I see today. So that's a new movement that's changing things. But today we are an internet retailer of shooting, hunting, and outdoor products. And you think, what? Well, those terms didn't exist, in 1977. So we've been fortunate. Our leadership team has helped us make the transition from who we were step by step as to who we are today.
Well, I think that's what's exciting about the business that we're in, this firearms industry, is that there's always innovation and evolution.
Well, thinking about products for a minute, think about black guns. I remember the SHOT Show in the early days, and there were discussions about whether they were going to let black guns into the show because there weren't any rules. And as black guns came along, then they started putting them in here, and the powers that be says, oh my gosh, this isn't sporting. I don't know if we can allow this or not. For some grand reason or other, they did, and if it weren't for black guns today, I don't think we would have much of an industry. So that's probably the most significant thing. All the shooting competitions, there's more and more emphasis on those all the time. So those are some significant changes that I see in both in products and the idea that we're here talking today, that we've got the internet, that we can communicate with customers all over the world. That's really major stuff, I think, in terms of changing how we communicate.
Speaking of changes in communicating, tell me about how you would communicate to people this gold blazer that you're wearing. What is this all about that you're wearing here?
Well, I wear this pretty much everywhere I go when I'm at a trade show. My standard line is the NRA gave Brenda and I gold jackets because we give them a lot of money. And of course that always gets a laugh, but I mean it's the truth. So we've been benefactor members of the NRA since maybe '72 or something like that, so for a long, long time. And we've always understood that we wouldn't be in business if it weren't for the NRA. You and I wouldn't be here talking today if the NRA wasn't out defending our rights to keep and bear arms. So we're grand supporters of the NRA. They give jackets to their grand supporters. So I think we were in the original group of 4 people that they gave jackets to, and now there's maybe 20 gold jackets. There's a pretty substantial buy-in, if you will, to get a gold jacket. I won't say how much that is, but it's a lot of money. So I wear it today as a leader, trying to influence other people, and everybody sees this gold jacket and they know what it is. And they know it's support for the National Rifle Association, so I'm pleased to wear it, but that's what it is.
And they are no doubt a worthy organization. But tell me about another worthy organization, MidwayUSA Foundation.
Ooh. You know, Brenda and I have been very fortunate in our career. The business has been very successful. People ask me, did you envision all this? And I say, of course, I knew everything that was going to happen in my career. So as we became successful and had money to give away, and that's something that all people should think about, real success is not how much you make, but really how you're able to change the future with your benevolency. So we started gifting, I think back in the early 90s, and increasingly you focus on it. I tell people it's as hard to give money away as it is to make it, because if you want it to do something important, you have to do a lot of research and get it in the right place. So we identified what we thought was a blind spot, and that was there wasn't any money for high school and college shooting teams. And nobody was even really paying any attention to it. So we tried to figure out how we could deal with that, and the answer we came up with is we would create our own foundation, the MidwayUSA Foundation, and we would set then a mission in that to raise money for high school and college shooting teams and to hold it for them and to help them. So what we found out is there's 22,500 high schools and colleges in America. Okay, you can get that on the internet. I don't know where you got that 30 years ago. We now know that there's about 2,800 of them, so 12% or so, that have shooting teams of some kind. There are 1,600 of them now that have money in the MidwayUSA Foundation that we've helped them raise, and we've been able to grow that from 2007 to now to $50 million. Interesting. So every year, these 1,600 schools, there's 2 grant cycles a year, and they can apply for 5% of that money. So, and they use that money for practice and range fees and travel and stuff like that. So the vision there in terms of the mission is that all high school and college kids, if they would like to be on a shooting team, that there would be a shooting team on their campus, shooting competitions in their conference, and it would be an opportunity for them. But not only that, we don't actually help create the teams, we're in the money business. So the team has to have money to exist, and I don't think they're going to get any public money to do that, but they can get money through the MidwayUSA Foundation, and then we actually have tools to help them raise money in their community, and maybe we match that money, the family does, and that's what helps create all that value. But the youth movement, what's going on in youth shooting activities, I think is probably the most significant thing I see from a top-level perspective of what's going on in the shooting industry that will affect it years to come.
Well, and I think that's exciting what you're doing, and you're going to be affecting change for many years to come. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. With me, Larry Potterfield, founder, CEO of MidwayUSA for the Firearms channel. I'm Max Martin. Thanks for watching. This video news update from SHOT Show 2014 is brought to you by F&H USA. F&H USA, get the distinct advantage.
You're watching the FirearmsChannel.com.